One of the most frustrating things in life is not getting what you believe you deserve. You have been grinding for years in a particular career on a particular business, but you're not getting compensated for your work. You're seeing other people breaking into the industry, only there for a couple of weeks, and boom, they get more results than you. Why is that? It's because they understand the leapfrog strategy. This strategy has been used by Kanye West, it's been used by Conor McGregor, it's been used by businesses like Circus du Soleil, it's been used by all high performers. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what it is so you can start leveraging it today. To best explain the leapfrog theory, I need to share a quote from the book Winning Through Intimidation, where I got this theory from. No one has an obligation, moral, legal, or otherwise, to work his way up through the ranks. Every human being possesses an inalienable right to make a unilateral decision to redirect his career and begin operating on a higher level at any time that he and he alone believes he is ready. Now, this means you need to give yourself permission to operate at the higher level. When you look at someone like Kanye West, he was initially perceived to be a producer. He made a lot of records, beats for people like Jay-Z, and everyone just saw him as a producer, but in his heart, he wanted to be a rapper. He told people that he was a rapper and they just laughed him outside, out of the room. Like, get out of here, you're a producer, stay in your lane. But he persisted, put out his music, shared it, and eventually started getting records, started getting hit records. And now, Kanye West was known as one of the biggest rappers of all time. Then he wanted to make another leapfrog later on into the fashion industry. And once again, people were saying, hey, you have no business being here. This fashion industry has been here for hundreds of years. There's big names that have been established. Who are you? You're just a rapper from Chicago. Stay in your lane. But what did he do? He created Yeezy. He started collabing with big brands like Adidas, which later burned to the ground for you know what. He made a huge leapfrog that defined him as a fashion icon, actually made him a billionaire. No one gave him permission. He gave himself permission. This is well documented in his Netflix documentary. How about Conor McGregor? He first was a MMA fighter.
My name is Conor McGregor and I live in Lucan.
And what's your status or what's your professionalism?
I'm a professional MMA fighter with a record of 4-1. I'm an up-and-coming fighter, and without a doubt, you will see me on the UFC in the near future.
He did really well there, but he's like, no, I don't want to be an MMA fighter. I want to be something bigger. I want a boxing match. I'm one of the greatest boxers of all time, Floyd Mayweather. And I just don't want an average boxing match. I want it for $100 million. Never been done before, but he made it happen. He got the $100 million, and then later on decided to become a businessman with his proper 12 whiskey and making ungodly amounts of money. So he set the benchmark for what it means to be a mixed martial artist at the highest level and leveraging that into business. Most other mixed martial artists are good, are even better than him at fighting, but they stay in their little templated box. They're waiting for permission. They're waiting for someone to give them a pay rise in order to make more money. But he just took the reins and took charge of his life. If you read the book Blue Ocean Strategy, they talk about Circus du Soleil, which revolutionized the circus industry. The circus industry was this dying industry where people were being put off and bothered because circuses were using animals and making the lions jump through hoops and all this stuff. People would just put off it. But they revolutionized it. They created a blue ocean, something unique that couldn't be compared. They brought in aerobics, they brought in beauty, theater, music, this kind of amalgamation of more sophisticated elements that brought in a different crowd. They were able to charge tickets at a more premium price. They created their own lane and benefited from that. So throughout history, all high performers are doubted. They're told that they are arrogant because they are choosing to be great, to leapfrog. But they're not arrogant, right? They are simply doing things at a higher level. Now, when we look at the word arrogant, what does it mean? Having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. But let me ask you a question. Who is the arbiter who decides what your abilities are or what level of importance you should have for yourself? Who decides? It's very subjective, right? So most people have a low self-esteem, and when they see people leapfrogging, they project their insecurities onto those other people and shame them and guilt them. You don't have to worry about that. If you want to create amazing things in life, if you want to become a high performer, you need to have a degree of arrogance. You need to have a higher estimate of yourself than what the world perceives you to be, because the world doesn't want you to be great. They want you to stay where you are. The oligarchy wants you to stay small. It doesn't want people raising up. And this is due to the permission programming, which happens. So permission programming is this mass programming that we all go through from a young age. In class, you're told to raise your hand. You need to raise your hand to tell the answer. You need permission. If you want to go to the toilet, you need to raise your hand and ask to go to the toilet. I remember when I was in high school, I used to study a lot of advanced math. I was studying advanced math, and to study extension 1 math, you need to be in advanced math. To study extension 2 math, you need to be in extension 1 math. And if you want to do engineering, like I did in university, you needed to do all these mathematics and get permission. I still recall going to the university campus and pitching to these professors why they should take my application seriously and consider me to be in their faculty, why I should pay an ungodly amount of money to look at PowerPoint slides. I needed permission to do this. So throughout our whole lives, we just get this idea pounded into our heads that you need permission if you want to level up. If you want to make more money, you need a degree. You need to work in some industry for 10 or 15 years, pay your dues, and then maybe you can have 6 figures or 150,000, 200,000. This is all bullshit, and this is what most of society subscribes to. I learned this was nonsense when I went into the world of business, where there were no gatekeepers. There was no one there to stop you from making all the money you wanted. In business, you see people who shouldn't be making money, making ridiculous amounts of money all the time. People that don't have an education, people who can't read, people who, dropped out of school at a young age, people that were drug addicts. All these people are successful because what truly dictates how much money you're gonna make in business is the market. If you have something that the market wants, a product, an idea, or a service that's of value, the market's gonna compensate you with that. And of course, there's governments and regulation, tax and stuff like that, but it's basically unfiltered. You get what you deserve. And that quickly tells you to forget about this permission programming. So if you want to become a high performer, you need to learn to forget about the permission programming. Forget about it. Stop believing yourself. Allow yourself to be a little bit arrogant. Arrogant doesn't mean that you're shitting on other people. It just means that you believe in yourself more than the world believes in you. And this is the starting point of success. You need to see it first so that your subconscious can believe it and then start taking action towards that goal. That's number 2. So the third thing you need to do, which a lot of people forget, is actually improve your skill sets. So let's say you want to increase your prices for a coaching business. You're currently charging $50 or $100 per hour for a consultation, but you want to charge $1,000. Maybe you need to change your branding. Maybe you need to change the way you communicate with your customers. You need to target a higher tier of customer. You need to look at your current skill sets and figure out what else you can learn to become more valuable. So it's not only just a mindset thing, but it's a skill set thing that you can start developing to reinforce your mindset. Because if you just have the mindset, if you just fake it till you make it, but you don't do any work on yourself, on getting better, you're eventually going to self-sabotage and implode. So you need to do both. You need to work on the mindset and the technical skills, but you just leapfrog as soon as you want to. You don't have to wait to be ready. Assume yourself to be the person you want to be. Assume yourself to be the high ticket seller, the real estate agent who doesn't sell single family homes, but who sells luxury homes, the YouTuber who doesn't have 1,000 subscribers, but has 1 million subscribers. When you start operating from that perspective, the rest of the world is going to start reflecting that inner state that you have developed. So use the Leapfrog strategy. I teach it to all my clients and it helps them tremendously. If you want to learn more about mastering your mind, check out my free ebook, Thriving, down below. 100 pages of self-mastery goodness. Do this and I promise you'll be one step closer to living and dying well. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notifications so we can see more of each other. Until next time.